Hi, and welcome back to Sievert Gaming, and today we're going to be discussing all the Stims in Zero Sievert. But first, I got to give out a huge thank you to everyone for almost 100 subs within a month of posting and streaming Zero Sievert content. Vodka for everyone. Now, Stims are basically your alternatives for almost all of your needs while out on the zone. Whether you're starving, over-irradiated, or even just too over-encumbered, there is a Stim for you. At this moment of early development, none of the Stims have official names yet. But looking past that, let's jump straight into this short video talking about how to craft all of the drugs your mom told you not to do, and with all of the benefits and negatives that come with them, of course. Starting with the max HP Stim. So this Stim basically is your first aid medkit in a syringe. First thing you need to know is that it's red in color and its effects last 90 seconds. Once using, it adds 30 HP into your hunter's max health. So looking past its obvious use, I just realized that the effects stack, so you could hypothetically become jacked. Anyways, once using the Stim, there are some negative effects that come with it. Off rip, your stamina regain is slowed down by 0.3 points per second. Next, it affects your hunger by taking off 5 on use, and you'll take a constant loss of 0.11 points per second. Also, thirst takes the biggest hit, losing 10 points on use, and you'll lose a constant 0.17 points per second. To buy these Stims, it costs 8,000 rubles per Stim, and you can only buy one a day, so I'd rather go out and find them or craft these rather than buy them from Doctor. Assuming you specialize in the pharmacist and you have your infirmary module built in the bunker, crafting Stims rather than buying from Doctor will save you loads of money when you have an addiction. You'll be able to craft a max HP Stim for 2 chemical crystals, 2 fire crystals, 14 scrap med, and 1 syringe. The next Stim to talk about is the Health Regen Stim. Also red in color, its effects only last 30 seconds. During the 30 seconds, you'll gain 3 points of health per second, for a total of 90 HP. To put it into perspective, a hunter's max HP is only 75. Now on to the negatives. It impacts both your hunger and your thirst stats. Your hunger will lose 5 points on use of the Stim, and then minus 0.33 points per second. Your thirst will get hit with 10 points on use and a constant half point per second, leaving you one thirsty hunter. It's a strong Stim to have, which is why it's a shame that we can't craft it, so we're forced to buy it from Doctor for 8,000 rubles in 1 per day, or we'll have to go and find it while out in the zone. Moving on to the third Stim on the list, the Anti-Bleed Stim. Yellow in color, this Stim is crazy strong in my opinion. Having a duration of 120 seconds, you won't experience a bleed during the 2 minutes, and you'll be completely immune. If you have any level of bleed, they'll be healed up almost instantly. And the negatives are laughable, with only losing 0.04 hunger per second and 0.08 thirst per second. It's crazy that it only costs 5,000 rubles per Stim from Doctor, and it's even cheaper to craft them. It only costs 2 fire crystals, 10 scrap meds, and 1 syringe. I don't know about you, but to me that would be well worth the farming required. Now just under halfway down our list here, we have the light blue colored anti-Rads Stim. If you get caught deep in the microwave, I like to call a makeshift camp, and suddenly find yourself with a level 2 bleed out of your ass, this Stim will save the hunt. Lasting 120 seconds, you'll regain 1 point into your radiation levels per second. The perspective on that is that a max radiation level a hunter can get is 15 points. So within 15 seconds of popping this Stim, all radiation would be cured from a maxed out irradiated hunter. It grants the hunter 250 rad defense, which how it was put to me is basically it gives you the same protection that a suit with protection from rads would give you, such as the Sievert. So no matter how bad the radiation is, you should be fine. Once using this stim, both your hunger and your thirst will take a constant loss of 0.17 points per second for the 2 minutes. Now you can either buy this radiation godsend from Doctor for 6,800 rubles, or you can take the crafting route for a mere 3 fire crystals, 8 scrap meds, 1 anti-rad pill, and 1 syringe. Next up, our 5th stim, which is the stamina stim, which can be quickly identified by its green color. It has a duration of 240 seconds and increases your max stamina up to 30 points, which yes, it will also stack, but if your hunter is light enough, with the 12 stamina regain per second, it'll already give you infinite stamina for the duration. Now when it comes to talking negatives with this stim, keep in mind that if you go over encumbered, you cannot sprint. Once you use this stim, you will instantly lose 15 hunger with a constant loss of 0.04 points per second, and you take a massive 20 point loss out of your thirst with a constant tick of minus 0.06 points per second. You can buy this speedy boy up from Doctor at a smooth 8,000 rubles per stim, or you can craft each one for 2 chemical crystals, 16 scrap meds, and 1 syringe. Moving towards the end of this list, we have the food stim, blue in color, and it may also be the shortest segment of this video. Lasting a whole 10 seconds, you'll gain 8 points per second into both your hunger and your thirst, giving you a total of 80 points into each. Costing 5,000 rubles from Doctor, it's not too costly, but if you want to craft them, you'll need 3 fire crystals, 8 scrap meds, 20 scrap food, and 1 syringe. Now on to our 7th and last stim. Shout out to all the loot goblins out there. We have the max weight stim, having the longest duration of effect in any of the other stims at a whopping 300 seconds, and just as each one of you loot hungry fiends were hoping, the positives will outweigh the negatives. With giving you 20 kgs added onto your carry weight, you'll be sure to be able to carry out all the loot you can from PlayStations to EDLs. Then when it comes to your hunger, you gain 10 points on use of the stim, but then it starts to lose a 0.07 points per second, and your thirst gains 15 points on use, but then it also starts to lose 0.12 points per second. Now this is the only stim I'd say it's cheap enough to pick one up every trader reset, hands down, at only 1,000 rubles per stim. If you like loot, you may like more loot. Give it a thought. If you want to craft this stim, it'll be the last stim you unlock through leveling Pharmacist up, but it'll cost you 2 chemical crystals, 1 electric crystal, 18 scrap meds, and 1 syringe. A bit of a pain to farm if you're impatient, but it's worth it if you love that sweet, sweet loot. Finally, if you learned anything new or just had a good time watching, please consider liking and maybe subscribing to my channel. And that's the video. Go out and dominate the zone with the tip of any needle, and until next time, hunters, have a drink of vodka.